598 days. That's how many days I have to become a professional pickleball player. I'm putting a date on it, an end date on it, because I want to just give it the best I've got. I want to go in it just completely focused on one goal. And then if by that date, which is May 10th, 2027, if I'm not living off of professional pickleball by then, I'm going to call it quits. The reason for choosing that date is because there's going to be 2 PPA seasons in between now and then. The way they restructured the schedule, it's going to go from now until May of 2026 next year. That'll be the finals, and then I'm assuming they'll do a similar thing for the year after that. So if I'm not a professional by the end of that season, then I will call it quits. And then, I'll also be 25 around that time. So maybe, they say your brain fully develops at 25. Maybe by then my brain will have fully developed and I'll want to do something besides play pickleball. But right now, my brain isn't fully developed and I still want to play pickleball. So that's what we're going with. Honestly speaking, there's a very small percentage that I make it. It's a small chance. It's high risk behavior, but at the same time, this is the highest chance I will ever have to be a professional in any sport. So this next 598 days is going to be about having a singular focus, not getting distracted, keeping the eyes on the goal. And I think about the Bible, actually, how Jesus, when he came to the earth, he had a singular focus. It was to accomplish his mission. And in this modern age that we live in, there's so many things vying for our attention. And there's also so many possibilities of potential careers and things that we could do with the skills that we have. But what if we just locked in on one thing and we said, you know what, I'm okay if I do the wrong thing. Maybe it's okay to, pick the wrong thing to do for a couple of years and then, figure that out later. So here's what I did to train today to keep the pickleball grind going. All right, I know nobody wants to just listen to a guy in his car talk all day. They want action. People want action. So I made up some drills here, and I really like this one. This is doing a little bit of a singles interval drill. So I'm using the Ernie ball machine, and I figured out that you could run programs in the app, right? And I'm a firm believer that when you train, you should train how you play. For the most part, there are exceptions. There are different things that you need to work on. But I was thinking, the form of cardiovascular exercise that you get when you play singles is it's different from distance running. It's different from sprinting. It's more of a hybrid of those two. Like what happens is you have short bursts of really high intensity, and then you rest for, 20 seconds or so in between points. You walk your towel, you pick a ball up, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess you could call it high intensity interval training. I don't know if that's the proper definition for it, but that's what I started working on the ball machine this day. And I was getting frustrated because it was misfeeding a lot. It was disappointing me, but there were a lot of times that it was working pretty well. So what I'm doing here, I'm having a short burst where I hit 3 to 5 balls in a row, moving from the side to side and trying to hit good drives as if I'm playing singles and I'm trying to pass someone. And I even started in working where I would hit a serve and then it would feed me the ball and I would go side to side. But then I would rest, as you see here, taking, 10, 20, 30 seconds, however long it might be. I was trying to mix it up a little bit. And then, the ball machine feeds again and go right back into it. So kind of trying to adapt the body to be prepared for this, to be used to it in a physical sense with the cardiovascular system and also in a mental system, trying to rest and then lock in, rest and lock in, et cetera, et cetera. So I think this is going to really pay dividends for training. I want to train as closely to match scenarios as I can. Now I wanted to get some sprints into the day, get some speed work. There's my boy, Zach Card. He's going to make a cameo later in the video as well. He showed up in the video twice today. I'm doing some sprints in this very narrow corridor. It was low-key kind of scary because you can't go to the side. You're going to run into a metal pole, But I think I trust myself enough to run in a straight line. I didn't get it on camera, but a personal trainer friend of mine came by and he gave me some tips. He said, you need to stride your arms out more. You need to reach more with your arms and your legs, and also take bigger steps at the beginning. Really try to get the long stride there and build off of that. And those are good tips. Those helped me out. I feel like I was starting off a little bit better. You want to be in a YouTube video?
Yeah.
No, with you.
Sure.
Okay. What do you have to say?
About?
Well, you can say whatever you want.
That's dangerous. You can't tell me I can say whatever I want. You gotta give me parameters. I think Nico needs a haircut. I do need a haircut.
Got a little men's doubles practice going on here. We've got Nico and Zach on the close side, and I'm playing with George over there. George and I are trying to get good reps against a wide variety of different players because we're planning on playing some tournaments together. So the goal, the purpose is just to play as many people as possible and to get different looks. These are very focused sessions. I try to take as many mental notes as I can when we play together and work on our strategy. And I also think it's good to keep play sessions to 1 a day, probably. You might could do 2 a day, but when you're playing, you want to be mentally fresh. You want to be physically fresh. There are definitely times, I think, when it's worth it to overtrain a little bit and go hard, because a tournament day might end up being really long. You might end up playing really tired, so you need to be used to that. But it's definitely better to play fresh because you're making better decisions, you're training better habits, and I think that's a good thing. Here's some really good points from the games that we had.